Welcome to The Explainer. I am so excited you're here because today we are going to completely rethink how you learn a language. Seriously, if you've ever felt totally stuck or frustrated by your progress in English, if you perfectly understand what people are saying but your own words just will not come out naturally, you are exactly in the right place. Today, we're unpacking a highly manageable, super consistent daily practice routine that is literally going to transform your English fluency. And honestly, the absolute best part? It only takes 10 minutes a day.
Fluency is not about knowing, it's about doing. Right off the bat, this is the core philosophy we're focusing on today. For way too long, language learners have been completely trapped in this mindset that prioritizes passing exams, memorizing massive, boring vocabulary lists, and suffering through just grueling grammar rules. But listen, knowing the rules of a language is definitely not the same as actually speaking it. Fluency is an action. We've got to shift your mindset away from that passive memorization and start taking active, daily action.
I mean, just think about the old, frustrating way of doing things. We've all been there with the traditional approach, right? Long, exhausting study sessions that happen maybe once a week? Dragging around massive textbooks, stressing over completely unnatural grammar. It's a total motivation killer. Now, compare that to the way your brain actually wants to learn. Short, daily contact, physically speaking out loud, and making the language highly personal to your actual life. It's a night and day difference.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our quick roadmap for today. First, the secret to fluency. Then, the 10-minute routine itself. After that, avoiding common practice mistakes. Then we'll build real conversations. And we'll wrap up by looking at the magic English question. Let's do it!
Starting right off with Section 1, the secret to fluency. The fundamental truth we have to accept here is that the human brain learns language through small, regular contact, not through those long, rare study binges.
Let's just do the math real quick. 300. If you practice for just 10 minutes a day, in a single month, you've accumulated 300 minutes of highly focused practice. Think about that. That is 5 solid hours of real, dedicated English immersion every single month. When you stack those small daily moments together, the compound interest on your fluency is absolutely massive.
Ultimately, the goal of all this daily contact is super simple. Stop translating in your head and start actually thinking in English. When you get that consistent daily exposure, your brain naturally starts to connect words faster and remember phrases so much more easily. And you don't need an expensive classroom or some incredibly pricey course to do this. You really just need to build a habit that makes the language feel completely natural and automatic for you. All right, moving into Section 2, the 10-minute routine. Let's get into the exact mechanics of what you're actually going to do, whether you're standing in your kitchen or just sitting on the bus.
Your 10 minutes divide perfectly into 5 really simple steps. 2 minutes of listening, 2 minutes speaking out loud, 2 minutes of personalizing, 2 minutes of free speaking, and 2 minutes of reflection. It's clean, it's fast, and it works. Let's break those down.
Steps 1 and 2 are all about this. Train your ear, move your mouth. So for the first 2 minutes, you just listen to something simple, maybe a podcast or a short video, where you can understand about 80% of what's being said. Don't translate it. Just focus on the rhythm and tone to train your brain. Then for the next 2 minutes, you speak out loud. You literally copy the exact pronunciation and melody you just heard. Remember, speaking is a physical skill, just like playing the piano or riding a bike. The more you physically move your mouth to form English words, the faster you're going to improve.
Next up, steps 3 and 4. Make it yours and let it flow. For step 3, you take those phrases you were just practicing and you personalize them. So if the audio you listened to said, "I usually wake up early," you change it to fit your actual life, like, "I usually wake up at 7." See how that works? Then in step 4, you do 2 full minutes of continuous free speaking. Talk about your day, describe the room you're in. Honestly, it doesn't matter. The goal here isn't speed, it's flow. You're actively training your brain to think and talk at the exact same time.
And finally, step 5, organize your brain. You spend your last 2 minutes just reflecting. You don't even have to write anything down for this part. Just think to yourself, which words felt difficult today? Which phrases rolled off the tongue easily? Taking this quiet moment of reflection organizes everything in your brain, locks in what you just learned, and preps you to hit the ground running the very next day.
Okay, on to Section 3, avoiding common practice mistakes. Because, let's be real, knowing the routine is only half the battle. Surviving the psychological traps is the rest of the game.
There are 3 massive common traps that learners always fall into. First, skipping days. If you stop for a week, your momentum just totally dies. Second, wanting perfection. Waiting to speak until your grammar is quote-unquote perfect usually means you'll be waiting forever, and you're just going to freeze up in that universal panic of forgetting a word during a real conversation. And third, practicing without emotion. Look, if your practice material is boring, your brain simply will not care enough to remember it.
So how do we fix this? Here are your rapid-fire solutions. Too busy and tempted to skip a day? Just do 5 minutes. Seriously, something is always better than nothing. Paralyzed by wanting to be perfect? Focus on progress, not perfection. Fluency is messy. Making mistakes is just part of the process, and that is perfectly okay. And if you're bored? Simple. Choose topics you actually love. Talk about your dreams, your hobbies, your goals.
Which brings us nicely to Section 4, building real conversations. We've got the method down, now we need the raw materials. What on earth are you actually going to talk about during your free speaking time?
To pull some fantastic inspiration directly from Teacher Allie, here are some totally real-life topics you can plug right into your routine. Talk about travel, maybe a past trip to Japan to eat amazing ramen or a dream of visiting Turkey to see the mosques. Talk about sports, whether you're a football goalie or you just love a casual game of badminton. Discuss hobbies, like painting or doing photography. Talk about your absolute favorite foods, pad thai, sushi, big bowls of ice cream. Or talk about your job experiences, like dreaming of becoming a doctor so you can help people.
And this right here is the absolute golden rule. Make English personal. Whether you're talking about a deep, profound love for fried chicken or the nervous excitement you felt during your very first airplane flight, injecting your own real-life experiences and your genuine emotions into your practice is the secret sauce. When you connect the language directly to your own life, those vocabulary words become completely unforgettable.
And finally, Section 5, the magic English question. Let's give you the exact grammatical framework you need to start discussing all of those amazing personal life experiences we just talked about.
Have you ever? Yep, this is it. This incredibly useful little phrase is an absolute master key for language learners. We use it specifically to ask someone about their past life experiences. Mastering this one single opening phrase instantly unlocks real-world, totally natural conversations about practically any topic we've covered today.
And here's exactly how to use it without getting all bogged down in confusing grammatical jargon. If you're talking about I, you, we, or they, you just use have, like, have you ever been abroad? If you're talking about he, she, or it, you use has, like, she has visited Japan. Just keep this simple little mental map in your head. It's clean, it's super simple, and honestly, it is all you need to start exploring conversational English.
So the most crucial part here is applying this directly to your solo practice. You can literally look around the room you're in right now and just start practicing. Say them out loud with me. Have you ever traveled by airplane? Have you ever won a game? Have you ever watched a scary movie? And remember, you can practice both asking the questions and answering them yourself. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. This right here is exactly what your free speaking minutes should sound like.
All right, to wrap this whole shebang up, 10 minutes, every single day. The great secret to English fluency? It isn't some magic app on your phone. It's definitely not a dusty, perfect textbook. It is simply showing up for these small, continuous, daily moments. Listen, speak, personalize, free talk, reflect. If you do this for just 1 week, I promise you, you will feel the difference. If you do it for 6 months, your fluency will absolutely explode.
So I'm going to leave you with a little challenge today. Do not wait for Monday. Don't wait until you magically feel ready. Your 10 minutes starts the absolute second this explainer ends. Go set a timer, pick a topic you love, and ask yourself, have you ever?